Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have for you guys an interesting video. Because I missed the mark with my summer TBR, like I never got around to it, I thought it'd be interesting to do a rest of the year, last 6 months of 2022 TBR. So these are just all the books I want to read and or need to read by the end of this year to personally satisfy my reading agenda. A lot of these books I had planned to read over the summer, but they just kept getting pushed back. And now here we are at nearing the end of July and they're still not read. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into it. The first part of this video is gonna be books I haven't read or books that have yet to come out. And then the second half is gonna be like books I need to reread or want to reread. Anyway, let's get into it. So first book I need to read is Fire and Blood by George R.R. Martin. Now, there's a new show called House of the Dragon that comes out in August, I think. And I have bought this because I'm pretty sure it's based off of this. If not, I'm gonna be very angry. So I want to read this before the show comes out. And it is a tradition in my life to read any Game of Thrones books in the summer because they're huge and I don't want to read this during school. And it has gotten pushed back, so now we're like nearing the end of summer. So I really need to read this. Like, this is my next book I'm getting to. So I think this is just about the Targaryen family, from my understanding. But I do want to read it before the show comes out. So there's that one. Next book I wanted to read this summer but didn't is Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. Yeah, I was on a Dickens rampage earlier this year and I just want to continue that before I get out of the feeling of his writing style. I don't know how well I'm going to do with this edition, but we're going to try because it was $2.50. So yeah, I really want to read this. It's one of his more well-known works. I also think this one is more along the lines of Great Expectations, which is like I'm kind of weary about. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see, aren't we? And if I can complete my task, you will see this at the Classics I've Read in 2022 video. Another classic I wanted to read this summer but didn't is Vanity Fair by William Thackeray. Listen, I don't really know what this is about. I like this cool cover. It's also written by a man, which I'm like kind of weary about. And it's really long. And I'm pretty sure I watched the show. Isn't there like a limited series? I'm pretty sure I watched that. Anyway, I want to read this. I want to. So there's that. Next book I don't have because it's not out yet, and that is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is her new book. It's coming out in August. I want to read it. I think Carrie Soto is the character from Malibu Rising, which will connect with another book on this list. And Malibu Rising was my favorite book. It's one of my favorite books now, and so I'm interested. And yeah, I will be reading it like probably pretty soon after it comes out. And I'll let you guys know my thoughts. Well, we'll see. I don't know about that. Maybe. Next book I need to read is Children of Dune. I read Dune and Dune Messiah last year. And I bought this right after or during the time I was reading Dune Messiah. And this is the last one I'm going to be reading in the series. Because I saw someone say you could read the first 3 as a trilogy, so that's what I'm gonna choose to do. However, I have been spoiled by this entire thing. It has faded maybe, so that's kind of the reason why I've been putting this off. And it is kind of long. And it's an arduous journey with me and Mr. Frank Herbert. So I haven't really had the gumption to read this. This was going to be a summer book, but now I'll just hope and pray it gets read by December. But it is at the top of the priorities. It will be coming with me to college, so that's always a good sign. Um, next book I've wanted to read for years now, and that's The Secret History. This is going to be a fall book. I've been saving it. I saved it last year and I didn't read it, and then I had saved it in 2020 for fall and I didn't read it then either. So maybe this fall we'll finally get around to it. It's dark academia. One of the reasons why it's put me off so much is because I didn't really enjoy, well, I didn't fully like Donna Tartt's The Secret History, or Donna Tartt's The Goldfinch, and I've heard this one is very pretentious. However, it is dark academia, and I love me some dark academia, and I'm very wary of being spoiled for this one, so I want to read it as soon as possible. And so I'm thinking October, like late September or October, I'll get around to her. And I might do like a full review for it, maybe. We'll see. Another book I don't have because it's not out yet is this Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell. It's Maggie O'Farrell's new book. It comes out in September. And I saw this on the website where I get some ARCs, and I was like, oh. So I couldn't read it, but I'd rather buy it, I think, in paper and hard copy or in physical copy. I read Hamnet, Maggie O'Farrell's other book, earlier this year, and I really enjoyed it. As far as my knowledge, the Marriage Portrait is about the family of I don't know how to say it right. I'm sorry. The Medicis, who we've all heard about, and I've always been interested in that family and their goings on. So I'm really interested to see what she does with that family. Okay, now we're getting into the rereading portion of this video. So first book I want to reread is Malibu Rising. Before I read Carrie Soto's back, I want to reread this. The last time I read this, it was as an ebook, so I want to read it in physical form, and I will probably read this mid-August before the new one comes out. So it will still be summer vibes. I love this book. I'm actually kind of scared though, because I'm like, what if I don't like it as well this time? But it needs to be done because I don't remember who Carrie Soto is, and that's a problem. So I want to reread that. Okay, next book. I had also planned to read this summer. It didn't happen. I really didn't read a whole lot this summer, so that's part of my issue. And that's Jane Eyre. This is my favorite, well, it used to be my favorite classic. It's like my second favorite classic now. And I want to just reread it now after having read more Jane Austen, more Charles Dickens, just more classics in general. So maybe I can fall into her writing more, and I want to annotate it, and I want to really just dive deep and pick it apart and see if it's still in the same position as it was on the classics list that I've formed in my mind. And as I said, I had planned to read it this summer, and it didn't happen. So we'll try to read it before the end of the year. Along the same vein is, I want to reread Pride and Prejudice. This was the first Austen I ever read, and from my memory, I didn't fall into it as easily as I have some of her others. And so now, again, after having read more classics, a lot more Jane Austen, I just want to see if I can give it another shot and annotate it, and hopefully like it more than the first time around. And I'll see where it stands on the little list that I mentioned earlier. So yeah. Okay, next two books are more part of a series, both of different series that I want to reread and finish by the end of this year. But I'm just going to show the first book. Does that make sense? Okay. So I want to reread An Ember in the Ashes. I own all 4 books in this completed series now. They're all paperback, which I waited well over 4 years for. And so the story with this is I read this one, then I got the second one in paperback, and I reread this one and read the second one called A Torch Against the Night. And then The other ones hadn't come out yet, and so I had to wait a really long time for those to come out in paperback to match. And so I need to reread this one and the second one and then finish the quartet. And after I do that, I am planning on doing a full spoiler review on the series. Yeah, it just needs to be off my TBR. And I'm excited to finish it because I've seen some things. And so in order to do that, I have to reread this one and the second one. So that'll be fun to get back into fantasy again. And along the same vein, I need to reread Furyborn. Again, I read this one, well actually I read this one as an ebook a long time ago. And then I read the second one then I reread this one and read the second one as an ebook after it came out. And so I was trying to collect them all in paperback, and now I have them all in paperback and they're all out. And so I want to reread this one, reread the second one, which is called Kingsbane, and then read the third one, which is called Lightbringer, and finish the trilogy. Again, I'll probably do a full spoiler-filled review about this trilogy. From what I remember, I really enjoyed and really loved this book. So hopefully maybe it'll spark the interest in fantasy that I've kind of gotten away from somehow, some way in the past couple of months. But I'm really excited to reread this book and see what I think now. And that concludes this video. Not a very long video, but necessary, I think, just to kind of cement this list in my mind and nudge me in the right direction. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you later. Like, subscribe, maybe possibly. I don't know if you want to. Peace out. Goodbye. End the video.